Okay, day 2.
Is that understood?
Yes, Master.
First, we're going to talk about the distance from a point to a line. It is that length of the perpendicular segment from the point to the line. This perpendicular distance is the shortest distance between the point and a line. It's the same way we find the distance between two parallel lines, is it's at perpendicular distance. So we look at the distance between two parallel lines. We have a sculpture drawn on the graph where units are measured in inches. What is the approximate length of segment SR, the depth of a seat? First thing we are going to do is just confirm that SR is perpendicular to PR. So we're going to find the slope of PR. We take 110 minus 80 over minus 30. It's 30 over 20, which is 3/2. Then we find the slope of SR, and we do 120 minus 110, 35 minus 50, 10 over, and we reduce that by 5. So they are negative reciprocal, so they are perpendicular. So we just wanted to confirm that that is perpendicular first. So then it is just the distance formula. So what is the length of SR? So we take square root of the difference in the x's squared plus the difference in the y square, which you already had actually in when we found the slope. So this is negative 15, and this square of 15 is 225, and this is 10, and 10 squared is 100. This is the square root of 325, which equals approximately 18 inches. In the guided practice, 5 and 6 are very similar in nature, and they're kind of long. So I'm going to do one of them, and I'll give you the answer to the other. So if you'd like to try it on your own and see if you can get the answer, that would be great. So in number 5, I'm going to do that one. What is the distance from point A to line C? So we know, first off, that distance has to be perpendicular distance. So the first thing we need to do is come up with the equation for line C, or actually the slope. So if I look at 2 points on the line, and we can see that it also goes through that point there. So if we do rise over run, it rises 2, runs 1. So the slope of C is 2 over 1. So the perpendicular slope is going to be negative 1 over 2. We need to come up with this point of intersection where that line will intersect C. So we have a point on the line, and we have the slope. So we could do, and our point is what? 1, 2, 3. This is negative 3, 2. So we could use 2, y equals mx plus b. So we have 2 equals negative 1/2 times negative 3 plus b. So 2 equals 3/2 plus b. 2 minus 1.5. So b equals 1/2. We need to then figure out this point. So I need this equation, which I can see my slope was 2 and my intercept is 2. So when are the two equations equal? Well, this equation is negative 1/2 x plus 1/2 equals 2x plus 2. I'm going to add 1/2, so that's 2.5 or 5/2, and I'm going to subtract 2, so that's negative 1.5, which is negative 3/2. Do the division, divide by 5/2 or times 2/5, and you get negative 3/5. Put that in one of the two equations. I'm going to put it in the 2x plus 2 equation to find what the y value would be. You get negative 6/5 plus 2, or negative 6/5 plus 10/5, which is 4/5. So the point of intersection is negative 3/5, 4/5. So now we're trying to find the distance between that point and this point. Distance formula: subtract the x's squared plus subtract the y squared. And you should be very easily be able to just put those in the calculator. You get this as 2 2/5. You get this as 1 1/5. Squaring them, you get 5 19/25 plus 1 11/25, which is the square root of 7 1/5, which is approximately 2.7. So if you want to try 6, I'm going to slide down here. I'm going to give you some numbers. For number 6, first off, the point of intersection is going to be negative 8/5, 6/5. And I used from on the y-axis, not the point that was there, but which would be 0, 2. And that distance is approximately 1.8. So if you decide you want to try that one, I know they're long, they're a little tedious. Certainly there's answers for that. And then the last one, we're going to graph the line y equals x plus 1. Start at 1. It goes up. 1 over 1. Slope. So there's y equals x plus 1. The point 4, 1. And you want perpendicular distance. So the first thing we need to do is find the point. So we need this line. We need this line going through that point. We know the slope of that line is going to equal negative 1. It's perpendicular. The point that we're using is 4, 1. So y equals m x plus b. Add 4 to both sides. So this would be y equals negative x plus 5. Find the point of intersection. Set them equal to each other. 2x equals 4, x equals 2. Put that in one of the two equations. Since this one's right here handy, I'm just going to say y equals negative 2 plus 5, which is 3. So you're trying to find the distance between the points 2, 3, and 4, 1. So the square root of 2 minus 4 squared plus 3 minus 1 squared. This is negative 2. This is 2. So you get the square root of 4 plus 4, square root of 8, which is approximately 2.8. Close the lesson. How do you find the distance between a point and a line? Well, the first thing you're going to do is write an equation for the line through the point and perpendicular to the given line. And the second thing you're going to do is find the point of intersection. Okay, let's set the two equations equal. Okay, and then the last thing you're going to do is use the distance formula. To calculate the distance from the given point to the point of intersection. And that's the end of day 2.